Welcome to Fabrity Talks, where we share our experience and best practices in designing, building, and implementing custom software and digital solutions. In Season 2, we focus on providing IT executives with practical business insights that can be seamlessly put into practice in your organizations. Our goal is to help CIOs, CTOs, product owners, and IT project managers to make informed decisions and minimize risks related to building IT solutions. If you need support with your software project or have any questions, just go to our website fabrity.com and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. Together, we will see how we can help you. You can access every episode of our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hello everyone, I'm Bartosz Michałowski from Fabrity. My job is all about making sure our clients' projects start off smoothly. Today, I will be joined by Grzegorz Glica, CTO of Fabrity, and we will be discussing generative AI in knowledge management. Hi Grzegorz.
Hi Bartosz, thank you for inviting me.
Grzegorz, could you introduce yourself and tell us more what exactly you do at Fabrity?
As CTO, I oversee all technical aspects of our clients' IT projects. This includes discussing proposed solutions with clients, the solution architecture, tech stack, and project methodology. My role is to iron out all of the technical details and ensure the development team has everything they need to start working on the project. Apart from that, I also manage our R&D department, where we apply new technologies to solve business problems. At the moment, we are focusing on research in artificial intelligence and its potential to streamline processes in enterprise companies.
So, today we will be looking at R&D, especially your artificial intelligence research. There is a lot of hype around it, and generative AI really is a technology that can transform the way we do business, isn't it?
Yes, there are many areas where AI can demonstrate its capabilities. However, despite all the discussion about generative AI, I haven't seen many examples of it being implemented in real business scenarios. A lot of people use tools like ChatGPT, but only a few are able to harness their full capabilities.
Okay, and what are, in your opinion, the main reasons for this situation?
I believe there are three main hurdles in adopting generative AI in production. First, data confidentiality. If you use proprietary LLMs, large language models, to build your solution, like those from OpenAI, there is always a risk that the confidential data you use to customize the model could become part of it. Alternatively, you might want to use an open source LLM that you host yourself. This can be effective for smaller, well-defined tasks, but it's not always viable for businesses. The second problem is related to hallucinations. If you don't carefully monitor it, ChatGPT tends to generate inaccurate answers. It's because the model tries to find the best, for example, the most probable answer for a prompt. However, the most probable answer is not always the correct one. Therefore, if you plan to harness generative AI in your solution, you need to curb its habit to hallucinate. The third obstacle is one of a more philosophical, of legal nature. Who will have responsibility for the answers given to customers by an AI model? Will they be legally binding for the company? If something goes wrong, who's to blame? There are questions related to the framework in which AI-powered solutions operate. I recently came across a story where a customer tricked a car retailer's chatbot to propose him a legally binding offer to sell a car for $1. So before deploying generative AI in customer-facing solutions, you have to take precautions to prevent such situations from happening.
Okay, but what about chatbots serving customers in different industries, especially in e-commerce? I think they work quite well.
Yes, they do work well, but a lot of fine-tuning is needed. We have hands-on experience with e-commerce chatbots because PerfectBot, a subsidiary of Fabrity, offers an e-commerce chatbot solutions based on ChatGPT. The team at PerfectBot works hard to increase the accuracy of the answers given by their chatbot, and they have been very successful.
Here is a short reminder. Matt Maliszewski, the co-founder of PerfectBot, was a guest on our podcast, and he explored the do's and don'ts of implementing ChatGPT-based chatbots in the world of e-commerce. I think it offers a huge dose of actionable insights, definitely worth listening to, in my opinion.
Yes, Matt and his team are doing a great job when it comes to chatbots.
But let's get back to the business context. Could you tell us more about potential use cases where generative AI can bring business value?
Before we get into the details, I need to state one thing. When we think about generative AI use cases, we often envision revolutionary changes such as discovering new drugs or finding a cure for cancer. In my opinion, there are many everyday, you could even say trivial challenges where generative AI can bring about a real revolution. We've been working with enterprise companies and know all too well how complex their internal processes can be. We also understand all the obstacles and roadblocks you can come across on the path to full automation. In this context, generative AI can be the way forward.
Yeah, I agree with you, Grzegorz. Streamlining day-to-day operations can lead to significant time and cost savings. It might not make for the most sensational headlines, but the impact is real.
Well said, Bartosz, 100%.
I think it's time to get the topic of today's episode, generative AI in knowledge management.
Absolutely. This is a prime example of how generative AI can really shine. Just imagine these scenarios. A factory worker finds the information they need in the production manual in just seconds, or a maintenance technician out in the field gets instant access to maintenance manuals and technical documentations. And the third, a customer service agent quickly checks the company's knowledge base to provide a precise answer to a customer's question. And the list goes on. To me, knowledge management is the perfect setting for AI to help streamline processes.
Okay, and what are the challenges in this area though?
In my opinion, there are 5 different challenges enterprise face when it comes to knowledge management. The first one is extensive documentation. Every company produces a substantial volume of documents covering various aspects of its daily operations, such as production, customer support, legal matters, HR, sales, marketing, etc. Over time, and as the company grows, there are more and more of these documents, and they're more and more complex.
That's especially true for companies in the manufacturing industry that need to document all processes and even small product change, right?
Yes, that's right. Also, every time you add a new product, that means adding new documentation covering its technical specification, maintenance manuals, instruction for user, blueprints, and much more. At some point, the number of documents and versions of documents gets too big to get a grip on, and that can be multiplied in business with multiple branches, for example.
And all this complicates internal processes?
Yes, here we come to the second challenge, complex internal processes. Documentation that is extensive and scattered across different systems also impacts internal processes. Due to limited access to knowledge, sales, maintenance, and production processes take more time. Imagine a production employee needing to check multiple sources covering a single task at the production line, or a maintenance technician who needs to consult different technical manuals before doing any repairs. And third, searching for information in the sea of documents can become a nightmare. It's even worse if there are lots of unconnected knowledge databases you need to search to find what you need so you can perform a specific task. Just imagine all this frustration, all the manual work and time wasted on looking for knowledge hidden in a digital pile of documents. The fourth challenge is the steep learning curve for new employees, especially in large businesses. The first months can be difficult as they need to digest massive amounts of information about the company, its products or services, and its internal processes. If there is a large knowledge base that's poorly managed, the entire onboarding process takes much longer and is less effective. As a result, the company needs to invest more in training new employees before they can become fully operational. The last fifth challenge is limited access to organizational knowledge. Company documentation can be difficult to navigate, and it's often scattered across multiple unconnected systems. That can mean there's limited access to the company's knowledge, which in turn leads to lower efficiency and performance of its employees. Knowledge is power. It's important to make it accessible to everyone that needs it.
So basically, in order to become more effective, companies need to get a grip on their scattered knowledge and make it available and accessible to all employees. Do I get it right?
Yes, exactly. And AI can help them to do that. In the R&D department at Fabrity, these challenges seemed to us an ideal business use case for utilizing the AI capabilities, including natural language processing offered by Azure AI services, combined with the power of the large language models available in Azure OpenAI service. Using these technologies, we built a knowledge management solution harnessing Azure AI and OpenAI services. Using a simple chatbot interface, you can ask questions in natural language and get precise answers grounded in the documentation provided. We use the retrieval-augmented generation (RAG) mechanism, which enhances the capabilities of generative language models by combining them with a retrieval component. In this approach, the Gen AI model accesses a database for documents to find relevant information that's then used to generate answers. To put it simply, we built an AI-powered solution so you can upload large sets of documents and ask natural language questions about their content using a chatbot interface. In this way, you can search large dispersed sets of data to find precise answers to your queries, including very complex ones.
But there is an important question. What about the data confidentiality? How can I be sure that the data I use to train a model won't be available to other users?
The answer is actually simple. Since your solution is built on the Azure infrastructure, it's got the same enterprise-grade security as the Azure platform itself. Your data is securely stored within the Azure infrastructure without reliance on external services. It will only be used within your own models, which no other Azure users has access to.
Okay, so that removes the first hurdle in adopting AI, data confidentiality. But what about the second one, hallucinations? ChatGPT is still known to hallucinate answers that aren't true. How did you solve that problem?
You need to bear in mind one key fact that's often overlooked in all this hype about AI. ChatGPT or other generative AI solutions, like, for example, Google's Bard, are stochastic models, which mean that they try to generate the most probable answer to a question based on the training data. In other words, they use large language models to guess the best answer. But like I said before, the most probable answer isn't always the right answer. In contrast, our solution only uses LLM to understand the question asked by the user. The answer to that question, however, is grounded in verified knowledge, meaning it can be trusted. And the user always gets linked to the documents that were used to generate the answer. That also means that our solution knows the limit of its knowledge and won't try to give you an answer that can be found in the documentation provided. What's important from the point of view of data confidentiality is that the company's knowledge bank, its documentation, it's never used to improve the large language model. So there is no risk that your confidential data will leak.
So, if understand correctly, you can always check if the solution provided is grounded in the sources.
Yes, that's right. But there's more into it. You can also check the reasoning under the hood, the thought process that led to the generation of a specific answer. I think that's one of the key features that distinguishes our solution from large language models like ChatGPT that are basically black boxes generating answers in their own ways that we can see and understand.
Okay, let's talk now about business. What are the main business benefits your solution can bring?
The very first benefit that comes to mind is instant access to a company's knowledge. This makes a lot of things simpler, especially in enterprise knowledge management systems, which can be very complex and difficult to navigate. But with our solution, you don't have to spend a lot of time looking for a specific piece of information in different often unconnected systems. All of a company's knowledge is easily available from one point through an intuitive chatbot interface. Also, users don't need to know specific keywords or industry jargon. They can ask their questions as if it were a natural conversation with a colleague in the office. More importantly, our solutions becomes the single source of truth, one reliable source of knowledge across the entire company, including all its departments and branches.
And what about streamlined processes?
Of course, fast access to organizational knowledge streamlines daily operations for all employees. No more tedious searching for information. More specifically, it also means more effective customer support, as customer service agents are now able to find the correct answers to customer queries, regardless of the database size. In this way, the resolution time of tickets goes down and customer satisfaction goes up. And this also works for sales team that not always have access to up-to-date knowledge about products or services to answer any questions from potential clients. Plus, the solution can be enhanced with a voice recognition feature, also based on Azure AI services, that transcribes the agent's conversation with the customer to store it in a CRM system or in the knowledge base. In the case of HR processes, you can train and onboard new employees faster and in a more efficient way. Having all documents, internal procedures, and regulations in one easily searchable place is an immense help for every new starter.
Sales, customer service, and HR are departments that exist in every company. But what about more industry-specific use cases?
I think manufacturing companies, given their complex processes and extensive technical documentation, are the first ones that could benefit from applying AI in knowledge management. With our AI-powered solution, they can ensure quality in production processes, as production line employees can get right answers right when they need them. Furthermore, fast, easy access to technical documentation also streamlines the maintenance process for different machinery. Imagine maintenance technicians doing repairs in the field and performing intelligent searches for technical information on tablets connected to the company's knowledge base. Basically, there can be plenty of business scenarios where our AI-powered solution can fit in, from knowledge-based management through technical documentation, customer support, new hire onboarding to production processes. What's also important is that it's not only knowledge management professionals that will benefit from it, but also other employees.
I assume development is still in progress. I don't want you to reveal too much, but maybe you could say a few words about the product roadmap.
Yes, our solution is version 1 with core functionalities. Right now, we are testing it with several of our clients across different industries. At the same time, we are working on version 2. The next feature we are excited about is voice recognition, so you will be able to ask questions just by speaking to the interface.
That sounds like Siri or Alexa for professional use. To be honest, I haven't seen the latest version and I'd love to see your solution in action.
Not a problem at all. As I've already mentioned, we've built demo versions dedicated to particular clients and based on client-specific documentation. So if you are interested in seeing our AI solution in action, we can build one for you. And the process is like this. First, we analyze potential use cases, technical documentation, internal knowledge base, etc. Then you gather source documents, and we prepare the Azure infrastructure. We train the solution using your documentation, and then we test and optimize the solution. Once the documentation on the client side is ready, the entire process of building a dedicated demo of an AI-powered knowledge management solution takes out about 2 to 3 weeks.
That seems like a great chance to test a solution that is tailored to your specific industry and needs. If anyone is interested, just drop us a line at sales@fabrity.pl and we will get in touch to discuss all the details. Guys, that's all we have for you today. Grzegorz, it was nice talking to you and learning about the newest AI developments firsthand.
Thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Fabrity specializes in bespoke software development, e-commerce, blockchain, and low-code solutions. We build software development teams covering all skills and project roles, as well as supporting our clients through the entire project lifecycle. We can help you augment your IT staff to meet the growing demand of your business, or build a dedicated team for a complex project. Alternatively, we can step in to enhance an existing solution or provide software consulting services. You can always count on our expertise. To find out more, visit our website at fabrity.com or schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. Looking forward to hearing from you.